record another live pick a card tarot reading for you guys. I do offer private readings for those of you who are new. You can check out my website, OracleDaphne.com, if you'd like to book a reading. I am accepting donations. All donations are appreciated a lot at this time because I'm not able to monetize my videos. I have recorded 1,100 videos on my channel, but I'm not able to monetize them. So please donate if you can. Helps keep me going, really. Staying motivated to read more. Um, so yeah, I am going to hold up 3 cards like normal, and you can just pick one that you resonate with, and then we'll just kind of go from there. I will reveal the cards as I go along. If you want to ask me a question, like, so say you're watching this later in time or watching it now, you want to ask me a personal question, you can. Send me, well, first message me in the chat to ask me the question, and then send a payment through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App for $25. I'm only doing one question per person at this time. These live chats can get very busy, so I want to try to be fair to everyone. So yeah, I do want to check the live chat, make sure no one has requested me answer any questions. Again, I'm not answering personal questions unless I see a payment come through and unless somebody messages me in the live chat to ask me the question first. Okay, so I want to pull 3 cards like I normally do. This is going to be card 1, group 1. This is going to be group 2, card 2. And this is going to be card 3, group 3. And I'm just going to jump into group 1 first and see what we get for the energies. So first card that I pulled was this Cosmic Midwifery Arcturus card. This card is, to me, a very positive, beautiful love energy. A lot of people have questions about their love life, but to me, a lot of times they're not in this energy. Okay, so like, to be in this energy, it's a very sweet, it's a very nurturing, loving, feminine energy. And a lot of times we get caught up in life and we're not in that energy, and we wonder why we can't attract love or a love partner and things like that. And a lot of times it's because our energy isn't a match for that energy. This also indicates very good news. Those of you who are waiting to hear back on something or need a piece of good news, to me, this is good news. This is also about being a light worker or someone else being a light for you. I've usually seen this as, if I'm doing a reading for myself, this is not me. This is usually someone else that shows up in my life at a specific time. They can show up as friends, they can show up as family, they can show up as neighbors, people in the community, people that just kind of are showing up for you to help you along your way. And the people that have shown up for me specifically, there was a man that I met a while back, not too long ago, and he was only in my life for a short period of time, but I remember driving out to this place near my house being very despondent, just having had the worst day. Speaking of getting bad news, I had a whole bunch of bad news that whole day, and that whole day was just incredibly painful and hard and challenging. And he reached out to me. He was the only person that I talked to that day. I don't even know if he called me. I think he might have texted me or something. And the crazy thing is that as soon as I saw his message come through, it made me smile, and it made me emotional too, because I really needed to talk to him that day. I needed to hear from him that day. And to me, it's just sort of that's who he was meant to be. He was not meant to be someone in my life for a really long time. He wasn't meant to be my Mr. Right. He wasn't even really meant to be any kind of like lover or boyfriend, you know, like, yeah, there's probably potential for it to be that. But really, I think the way he showed up was that he just was meant to be there for me because nobody else was at that time. And so, you know, you may have someone in your life that's there for you or shows up for you in a specific way. Like you'll notice it though. You'll notice it because you'll be in a spot where maybe you're depressed or maybe you're having a really hard day, or you know, and then someone will text you or someone will call you or you'll get something in the mail, or it'll be like, you know, someone shows up at the right time. So that to me is the light worker. But you know, light workers also have a lot of things, other things that they do. But I think that to me, like in this message, this is about someone being the light for you. That's the message. Sorry, my makeup is always sort of running. This card is also about having baby spirits around you. Some people like may or may not be aware that there's baby spirits around you, which can lead to pregnancy. And those of you maybe who don't want to get pregnant, should be, you know, needing to be very careful and take precaution if, you know, you don't want to get pregnant. Some of you do want to get pregnant, and this would be a huge blessing. And I see a pregnancy for someone who's listening, I feel like who does want to get pregnant. That's the thing. So there's also this other thing about choosing life. And this can be challenging a little bit, because I wrote choosing life on here because we don't always want to choose life. Sometimes we get into really negative headspaces where we feel like, you know, it's an argument that you don't win with the universe, you know, and maybe things aren't going right. Maybe everything's gone to shit. Maybe everything's okay, but you just don't feel like choosing life. Maybe you're not vibing with life for whatever reason. Okay. There's a lot of different reasons for so many people. And I think most of us have struggled with this. But the thing is the main thing is that when you choose life and you actively choose life and you say out loud, I choose life. When you choose life, that basically gives the universe permission to send you blessings, to send you the life energy, to reinvigorate you, to inspire you, to have that creative energy. And to me, you know, the whole baby spirit thing, to me, is a very creative energy. It's very passionate, but it's very loving. It's very nurturing. It's helpful. So this is a beautiful card. It's a great way to start off any reading. You know, I'm a little bit earlier today, so I thought I'd get going on my YouTube reading, and you know, a little bit early. So yeah, I'm gonna pull some other cards though to see what else I get for you guys. Some of you do have a green thumb, you know. I also see electronic communications coming through. This can be text, email, messaging of some sort coming through. I see that. Some of you, I do feel like you're kind of like a slave to your paycheck or a slave to something. To me, there's this energy of like the devil card showing up, which to me is about, you know, suffocating and wanting to leave something, but like staying in it anyways. Is that Ishika? Hi, Ishika. Thanks for joining. I just want to say hi. If you have any private questions, you can book a reading with me, or you can send a payment through Cashapp, PayPal, or Venmo, and I can take a look. So yeah, there's this energy about forcing things, making things happen. Sometimes we feel like we have to. It really depends on like your situation. Some of you might have to make shit happen. Some of you do have some like unhappiness that and I think for some of you it's going to be because either the universe is being hard on you right now, or it's because somebody in your life has what I call hard energy. Like you go to talk to them and it's hard. You go to like work something through and it's hard. You go to like I don't know, hang out and it's stressful. It's a struggle. To me, I don't like this hard energy, you know, like the other night I was really not having it. I'm not having that energy right now at all. Um some people just have really like abrasive, tough, hard energy. And sometimes there's nothing that you can do. Like you have to just say, you know what, that's their energy, that's not my energy, and I'm not accepting that. You know, what is that saying? To me it's just I don't know I can't fully get it. It's like coming through, but I can't quite get it. But you guys understand what I'm going with this. Like basically for some of you, you're dealing with a person who has hard energy, or you're going through a period of your life where you're unhappy because of things being really hard. And sometimes there's really nothing that you can do about it. It's just the way life is. Um, I feel like for most of you, this is where it's coming through like a partnership or another person, or you're going to get hurt in some way by some person that you're in a long-term relationship with. To me, specifically, it's long-term relationship people. I don't necessarily feel like this is dating. I feel like for those of you who are single and dating, to me, there's some level of unhappiness that specifically resonates, I feel like, with that group of people that are watching. Um, some of you are spending too much time on the cell phone or the computer. Some of you do have, maybe you know someone who has some substance problems, or know someone who, yeah, it could be pharmaceuticals. It could be, just weed or whatever. I don't like to even go into like what it could be because it's not really helpful. I do feel like there's a person, like if you're thinking about a person right now, let's just say the first person that comes to your mind, they actually do care about you. If you're wanting to know if somebody cares about you, there is someone who cares about you. Now, the funny thing is about this energy that's coming up is, like I went through this whole phase where I have people in my life that cared, but not quite a lot, or in some cases, not enough, or in some cases, not at the times where I needed them to show me that they cared. So like, and some people in my life, like I have certain people that I'm thinking about right now that didn't, it's like I reached out to them, they wouldn't text me back for like a year. So is it really caring if you don't text somebody back for a year? No. Is it really like showing up for someone if they flake out on you? Is it really caring if they flake out on you? No, it's not. So this is the tricky part about this energy, is sometimes people say that they care and sometimes they do. But to what extent? And are they going to show up for you? Is anyone in your life that you can think of right now capable of showing up for you in a way that expresses to you that they really genuinely care? It's very challenging. To me, this is a challenging card. It's a little bit twisted, I do feel like this group specifically is moving through a period of energies that are a little bit tougher, but I feel like the outcome is really positive. And there's a lot of love to be had. And some of you may be falling in love, or just there might be someone who expresses that they have a lot of love for you in their heart. You know, there's a lot of positive talks, also positive communication. You might be talking something through, like maybe you're going through a period of time, you know, with a partner or somebody, and, you know, you're talking it through. Some of you are, even if you do talk it through, you may have at some point, you might at some point have like too much focus on career, or there's someone in your life who isn't really making a lot of time for you. You'll know who this is. Liptika, hi, how's it going? Thanks so much for joining. I'm not sure spirit guide messages what that question is, Liptika. If you want to ask a question, Liptika, please send a payment through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, and I can answer the question. But right now, I'm finishing up this group 1. I feel like if someone, okay, let's just say you have your eye on someone, or there's someone that maybe you had a difficult time with. I feel like if they can make room in their life and room in their heart for you, or you can make room in your life or room in your heart for them, or in general, if you're able to make room in your life for love and for romance, then, and space, and I've talked about this before on my channel, then to me the outcome is very positive. I say that, and then I pull this other card too about this masculine principle, which can be a little ego driven. Okay. So, you know, you might be falling in love with someone who's a little bit ego driven. I'm not going to say they're a total douche, but however they show up, they might, you and them might have some problems. Problems with, I don't know if it's communication, or maybe someone's like ignoring you, or they're just in their ego. That's all. To me, they're not like some people, an asshole can be actually very helpful because it steers you on your path, and if it doesn't work with whoever, then it doesn't work, bottom line. So that's all for group 1. I am moving on to group 2. Let's see what I get here for you guys. Just want to check my chat. Okay, so group 2 is this card here, and this is Ace of Wands. So this is passion. Hi, Michelle. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate it so much. If you would like me to answer a personal question, you can send a payment through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal for $25. Just letting everybody know that that's available. If you have more than one question, and I encourage people to do private reading, it's worth it. If you have more than one question, 30 minutes, we can knock out a whole bunch of questions all at once, and that's $75. So yeah. For many of you, this is passion for a specific person, but also many of you are going to be getting like a new opportunity that really elevates you, that elevates your status in some way. Maybe it's like an opportunity that you've never had. Oh, hi, Sherry. Thanks so much. You're so cute. Yeah, so to me, it's elevation and status somehow. Or there's just a lot of passion for someone and drive, passion and drive for someone. You have the Sun card crowning you. So to me, this is like my guide said, problems melting away. Hi, Miss Jada. Thanks so much for joining. Appreciate it. Like, it's about, yeah, it's about problems melting away, things melting away, things dissolving. Because to me, the sun is a very rejuvenative energy. It's about filling. It's not about depletion. So to me, this is, you know, um maybe feeling better than when you how you felt in the past for some of you. Um some of you are going to be falling in love with a earth sign male, or someone who has some strong Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus in their chart. Could also be Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo female, but there's a falling in love here. Some of you are blocked because you have this attitude. There's a thing about an attitude. We have the Emperor in the position of attitude, and to me, the Emperor blocks. I would say either this is a person in your life that has a bad attitude, or this is you needing to change your attitude, needing to change your focus, needing to say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want in love. At this point in time, it's too challenging. I feel the energy of this attitude shift is too challenging for me. It feels to me like you need to make up your mind in your own damn time. And nobody's going to make up your mind for you. So I would say, whoever this is, and I feel like for most of you, this is actually going to be you. Whoever picked this group, this is group 2. This is going to be you needing to change your attitude, changing your perspective, becoming more open, becoming more, I don't know, fluid in the way you look at things. For some of you, it's changing your belief systems, you know? There is this beautiful energy for some of you about making up with someone, you know, having a heart-to-heart with someone. There's 2 cards about that. To me, where it's like, there's whatever it is, you know, and again, this Emperor can be like a wall between you and somebody else. And there's 2 cards here about making up, admitting that maybe you were wrong, or they're admitting that they were wrong, you know, admitting that they, you know, there's some level of admitting feelings, or admitting some kind of truth or vulnerability. This is also owning it. Okay, so to me, going back to the attitude thing, the thing that needs to happen is to own it. A lot of times people don't understand, like when somebody's being stubborn, really what they're camouflaging is their softness, their vulnerability. And if they were to open up and say, you know what, this is my vulnerability. This is how it really is for me. Can you understand that? Can you believe that? Can you genuinely connect with that? Is that okay with you? You know? Rather than resisting or being difficult or being challenging, you know? A lot of the earth signs have that because their shadow is the water. So if you're dealing with an earth sign, there can be like a duality to their nature where they're very, very soft. You know, they can be incredibly heartfelt and genuine and have these moments of clarity and, you know, that are incredibly sweet and endearing, more than other people, you know. And I've met a lot of like earth sign, like caregiver type people who have a soft spot, who have this gentleness because that's their shadow. You know, they have this gentleness, they have this endearing quality. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, whoever this is, earth sign or not, there's a beautiful energy about connecting, really connecting in a genuine way. And things really becoming more hopeful, or things turning around in a way where, like, maybe the light goes on in somebody's head, is like, oh, I think that this is how it's gonna be, or there's just a connection. I feel like that's genuine for some of you. That's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet, but to me, there's this beautiful energy. Maybe a renewed, now, like, it might be renewed hope in your life. Let's just say hypothetically, you're not having a relationship right now. To me, there could be renewed hope in your life. And some of you are going to be reflecting a lot, and I would encourage you to do so. To me, this would be a great time to reflect, and think about, okay, how can I own shit in my life? How can I say, okay, this is where I've been, and this is what's going on with me, and this is how it is for me. To me, that's owning it, but also owning it means saying, this is where I fucked up. This is where I could have done better. This is my shit. This is my issue. It's my stuff, So, step into that. Lean into that, because I feel like that is going to help you later in time, regardless of what your relationship status is. But yeah. I'm going to move on to group 3 and see what we get for group 3. Just putting it out there as I go along here. I'm trying not to keep these going on forever. So please, like I said, message me in the comments if you want me to answer a personal question. It is $25. But once I get to the end, I am trying to keep these shorter, basically. I'm going to clean up my cards here. Okay. Okay, so we have this beautiful card for group 3. I am moving on to group 3. This is from my herbal medicine deck. And it's funny, this is like the top of the deck. But I created this because I guess, to me, the image has a rose on it. And I've worked with rose hips in the past. Where I live, there's a ton of wild roses and obviously rose hips. And I went through this whole period of time trying to make like rose hip jam. And like, I still have like a ton of rose hips in my freezer. And they're one of my favorite things. There's more vitamin C in rose hips than there are in oranges. So people don't understand that. It's like kind of like a superfood, and it's right outside, and it's the rose, So there's something too about love here. Even though this is from my herbal medicine deck, to me this is like a card about love, and it's about blooming. And this is about roses. And roses have this high vibration of love. And I actually learned what love felt like from a rose. It was a white rose. I remember I was making a tincture with the roses, and it was something that I had wanted to try making. And I opened up the petals of the rose, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. And I got all of these feelings. And I was like, that's love. That's what love feels like. And I had first learned it. I had first learned what that feeling felt like from a dog that I had been very close with. And that dog and I had like a very close bond. And so when I got these roses and I was working with this making this rose tincture, suddenly it was like very clear to me that that's what love felt like. And the rose literally has that's why we give roses to people, because it has this higher vibe of love. So some of you might need to take some extra vitamin C at this time. I think everybody does. I'm obsessed with a vitamin C spray. You don't have to take a vitamin C spray. I am like sensitive to like the vitamin C powders. But however you take vitamin C, I would encourage you to take vitamin C. There's also a thing about olive leaf here with this card. I know it sounds strange, but this is from my own deck, my herbal medicine deck that I wrote a lot of things on. So there's a combination of olive leaf, which comes in pill form, sarsaparilla, which comes in a powder form, and vitamin C. And or grape seed extract, and or white peony. So yeah, I do want to see if there's any other messages. It's funny, the lovers came out, so that it's in the middle of the spread. So again, there's a focus on love and relationships and what is love. And, people talk about, buying yourself some flowers, buying yourself some roses. And honestly, I encourage everyone to do that. Some of you are coming to this weird point in your life where you really don't know how to proceed. You don't really know what to do. Maybe you've reached a point in your life where you really have a lot of questions about like what comes next, or what you should do. And you got what I would call like a 50-50 split. So the last two final cards for the spread are negative, which makes it a little bit more challenging, because it feels like even if you try to do something, there's this energy of still not really knowing. It's not solidified. Some of you do not know what to do about a relationship. Some of you do not know, like you're in my boat, where you don't know what to do about housing, or rent, or some of you, it's taking care of your kids. Maybe it's child care, child support for some people. Some of you, this is going to sound funny or strange. Some of you like may offer like your heart to someone, and someone rejects it, or someone doesn't really know what to do with it. It's almost like that element of the proposal, and yet the answer is really undecided of if that person would, like to say, marry you or not. There's also this energy about something coming to a natural conclusion, whatever that natural conclusion is. Some of you are not going to be happy with that natural conclusion, or, and some of you maybe get very hurt by a natural conclusion of a relationship. Maybe it's dating someone, whoever this is, whatever the natural conclusion is. Like, it feels like someone who there's maybe been issues with before, and there's a lot of confusion about it. And some of you are going to move on from it. You're going to say, okay, this is what I want to do. I feel like the decision may come later in time. You might wait for a while and hem and haw and be like, I don't know, what should I do? That's what I'm seeing here. It's weird because I cannot say that, what the decision is going to be for everyone, but there to me is like a lot of indecisiveness in this group. And it's going to be like indecisiveness about different things for different people. I am going to pull a few more cards, and then, hi, S. Sand. Thanks so much for joining. Leave it up to you guys. If there's anything that, that you want me to answer. And again, I would need to see a payment come through, but I haven't yet. So I'm going to just pull a few more cards and then, head out here. Some of you are seeing repeating numbers, and some of you are naturally good at math, or you have that math brain. Some of you are very focused on like balancing your budget. I am seeing that. Some of you just don't feel satisfied within a partnership. Doesn't necessarily mean sex-wise, but it could. For some of you, it's just like you or a partner is never really satisfied having sex with one person. There's a lot of different conflicting messages here. There's some cards about loving someone unconditionally, having great sex with someone, and there's cards about not really feeling satisfied. So it depends on who you are, you know. Some of you may be living with someone, and I feel like those of you who are living with someone, I feel like there's a special connection with that person. Some of you are going to be coming to a point, you know, similarly to what I mentioned maybe earlier, where you're very sick of or fed up of things. Like to me, it's you're very fed up. Maybe some of you are hating the world, feeling like you can't really get a break. Maybe you hate the universe, hate people, and you're kind of just like, fuck it, or fuck everyone. You do need to know that there are people that you know, that would be supportive and send you energy. So some of you may really just need to reach out to someone who's going to be supportive. Ask for their help. Ask for their support. I think that's important to do. Some of you feel very tired, but some of you are just more, in some cases, actually more broken by life experiences and having just, again, not really having it. Some of you are learning the lesson of money, which is experiencing great wealth or financial gain or a healthy cash flow. You're learning what's most important, and I've used this example before in my readings where there was, I'm not going to say who it is, a celebrity who has a lot of money, and you would think that because she has that money that she would not have any issues. Well, her dog died. And, you know, there she was crying, you know, uncontrollably about her dog dying. And the thing is that it reminded me, to me, this is the lesson, okay? It reminded me that even we think that people who have money or even have, you know, a decent job and a healthy cash flow, that they're happy. And you know, they are going through the lesson of learning what's most important. And so it's teaching them what really is most important to them in their life. It's less about, you know, how they can go spend their money in a bazillion ways. It's less about donating it to charity. The lesson is for those of you who do have a healthy cash flow, about knowing what's most important. And when, you know, even when you have $1 million, if your dog dies, you're still going to cry about it. You're still going to be upset about it. If you break up with a boyfriend or girlfriend or get a divorce, all that stuff is upsetting, you know? And you can have a lot of, you know, someone once said this to me, and it's true. You can have pretty much everything that somebody could possibly buy you, but then you might not have what's most important to you. And so this is really, I'm getting a tingle on this. So this is my last message and my challenge to you, is that you need to think about what's most important to you. and go after those things, and maybe stop thinking so much about what you need to buy or what you need to get, and more about, okay, what's most important to you in life? Is it, for some people it's a relationship, but they make zero time for it. For some people, what's most important is having a dog, or growing a little garden, or what I'm saying, having a best friend. It's going to be different for everybody, whatever it is most important. But someone once said that they had pickups and they had all kinds of houses, but they didn't have anything that was important. And I just thought that that's another great example, of learning the lesson of what's most important. And usually when we have money, we are learning that lesson, because we are learning that money is not going to be able to buy you the dog back. Like the dog that you had, that you loved so very, very much. There is no amount of money that could buy you a day with that dog back. And, for me personally, I talk a lot on this channel about people I've lost and people I've loved. And I talk about that because I learned that, after you lose someone, all you want to do is call them. Just to shoot the breeze, just to see what's going on with their day, just talk about the weather, like nothing major important, but just to be able to call them. And that's what's most important. And we forget that. It's gonna be very choked up. So I'm gonna leave off there. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, being amazing fans and followers. I will be back again. I'm going to attempt to do another reading over on my Instagram, so be sure to hit me up over there. And so yeah, I send everyone big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.